Hi everyone!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Linescapes. Today we have a fun workshop for you and one that we were also quite a bit surprised, but we found the idea very good and we put it to the test. We asked you in the Facebook group and you said, yeah, let's definitely do some artworks that we can hang on our walls and they should also look fancy.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're gonna do fancy looking wall art paintings.
So what does that mean? Basically, when we, go through IKEA or we, any furniture shop, or you go to a hotel and you always see like artworks hanging on the walls. And most of the time we look at them and we go like, we could really do this better, We could do this better, or how are they selling this for hundreds and hundreds of euros?
Yeah.
And we just took some time now and analyzed what makes these artworks, what do they have in common? Why do they look actually good? Because they do look good. They make, spaces look much better if you hang an artwork. And we prepared for you, I think, five tips that we will use today together to create some of these artworks and make them look fancy.
Yeah. So, if you're new to our channel, hello, welcome to Linescapes channel. My name is Sonia and this is Gasper. We make tutorials on creativity and drawing.
Really glad that all of you who are with us every live stream are here again. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe for more of this amazing stuff we do.
Yeah, and like our live stream, that helps as well.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, so are you ready? Should we just dive in, or are there still any questions that we need to consider?
Maybe we go shortly into what they can use, and what they can prepare.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Should I just go with the camera? Maybe this is easier to show. All right, so we have a lot of stuff here today, and you don't need all of that. But just let me tell you what it is. So these are the acrylics, right?
Yeah.
Then what's this, Sonia?
This is the gouache.
Gouache?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have here?
That's watercolors.
Okay, and that there?
That's water. Then we have some sponges, for washing dishes. This is also gouache.
Okay.
Then we have a few pens. And I also brought an old knife because maybe we can do some splatters with some colors.
So you're basically experimenting a lot today.
Yeah, because
some brushes.
Usually this abstract art is pretty messy, and that's why we can really express ourselves a bit better.
Yeah. So you don't need all of this. Basically, what we would suggest is get any material that has an array of color, right? So if you have watercolors, get those. If you have actually have acrylic paints, get those. Even I would say, like, if you don't have any of this, you might tag along with colored pencils as well.
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that as well, but we're not showing it today. So our technique is going to be a bit different. So if you're using colored pencils or something similar, then you're gonna do some additional work because you're gonna do much more strokes than we're gonna do.
All right.
Yeah.
And one most important thing I forgot is paper.
Yeah.
And
we also have a few frames, right?
We also
for the wall. For hanging.
We actually already prepared a frame. We want to frame one of the artworks we did, and we're gonna hang it probably on our back wall, so it's gonna be visible there forever. Ooh. So if we mess up, it's gonna be horrible forever.
Yeah, no pressure. Again.
Okay, but paper is essential here, so get the best paper you have, I would say. Even if it's a small sketchbook, you can cut it out or whatever later, but it's good to get as good paper as possible, because it won't wrinkle and it will make it look fancy and good and expensive.
But you also have some rules, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we studied a bit the techniques and how we can do something, and maybe now you have the feeling what you're gonna need. So first of all, pick your own medium, just one, and try not to mix too much together, because usually there are a few rules to those kind of artworks, and now we're gonna share those with you.
Yeah, so let's see what we identified as essential to make a good wall artwork, like a contemporary wall-ish, you know. I mean, not like a real Picasso, but like, you know, something you would do on your own.
So it's gonna be like a placeholder holder for your next Picasso or something.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay, so let me show you.
Okay, so what we have, you know, to make it look fancy, you should first use good materials. So get the best paper you can get some, you know, good colors. Second, you should pick a distinct color harmony. You know, everyone who does this kind of things, or every artist in general, thinks about color harmonies. So we should too, and we'll show you how right now. 3, determine a technique. Sonia already said before, you know, we're not going to mix too many different techniques. We're just going to stick to one, make it simple, you know, abstract. Then it's an interesting trick. You know, let it breathe, like leave enough white space when you frame it. This really makes it look good on a wall, we noticed. And the 5th, frame it. Just put a frame around it, and it will immediately look really good. And we wanted to, this is important, like these tips are not like a substitute for for really learning art for years, you know. But we think that most of you, because you came here, you already have some skills, have some drawing skills, painting skills. So this is going to be just like a fun exercise to try this out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Obviously, all of these are just like general rules that we identified in a 24-hour frame. There are no rules in art, and it's a thing of expression and everything. So this is more like a DIY exercise, but it will look cool.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into color harmonies and composition a bit, but I think it's a part of the process, so I would like to start.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave you to Gasper for a moment or two. And you're gonna start with a bit of color theory.
I will. I'll just go through all the points. So this is my paper. It's a nice 300-gram watercolor or mixed media paper. And then I will be using today, I didn't even know what I will be using. Let's say I will be using...
I'm gonna help you.
Yeah, what should I use? Acrylics or gouache?
Use gouache. We neglected a bit.
Neglected the gouaches.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be using the gouaches. And now is the time for me to pick a color scheme.
Okay,
right?
You have here also
more questions. Thank you. So now is the time for me to pick the color scheme. And this is the so-called color wheel. We've showed this before in a video. We also made a nice video on how to use one. And if you don't know it, this shows you basically which colors fit well together, right? So I will go very basic, and I will just go for two colors and try to do something in 2 colors and try to keep it very simple. And for that, let's see, what should I go with? Let's go with like a nice orange and blue. Or orange and blue-green? Yeah, probably. Okay, so I will stick to these orange earth-like tones, red-orange. And now the color wheel tells me which colors fit well to this orange. So if I turn it like this. So the triangle is pointing toward my orange. Now it tells me like which colors would fit together. So if I only add 1 color, it should be like a blue-green. If I would add 2, they should be like green and blue. Or they could be yellow-green and blue-violet. I could even go for like a square scheme. So I can always turn this and see what fits. So these are called complementary colors if you only have 2 of them. And I suggest you do the same. So right now, let's just go with 2 colors at the beginning. Pick one of your favorites, and you can quickly glance at my color wheel or take a screenshot of it, which color lies on the opposite side of the color wheel. These are the 2 that will look well together. Like yellow and purple, green and red, blue and orange, or in my case, red, orange, and like blue, green. Okay, so this is step 1. Step 2, by the way, I've never done this before. I've never painted with gouache. I've never. This is completely new to me. Completely.
I think that's why it's going to be even better. You know, our viewers are also thinking like, oh, maybe we're in a bit of disadvantage because Sonia and Gaspar prepared a few exercises or a few techniques. But
No
you know,
disadvantage.
sometimes you're also how do you say challenging us a bit.
Yeah.
In a sense that we try new stuff and techniques, and this is also true. We have a lot of materials that we usually don't use, so this is great.
Yeah, this is great. Okay, so I picked up my colors. I will also, do some variations of them, and I will just put them here on this plate for mixing. If you are going to be using other kind of paints like watercolor, or you just have maybe crayons, then you obviously don't need this. You don't need this plate for mixing.
Oh, or maybe you're using pastels.
Oh yeah.
Pastels.
Oh man, there's so many nice art supply things. You can also go with markers. I totally forgot. Like markers are a viable option.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So share in the chat what are you going to be using today for this fancy looking wall art. Are you using watercolors, aquarelle, or something completely different? Just tell us more about it in the chat so that we can enjoy the process together and exchange a few thoughts about it.
All right. So now we come to the point 2 or 3. I don't know which one it was, but it was pick a distinct technique. So I will only be using these gouaches now, and I will only focus on one type of painting, which in my case will be abstract forms.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We notice that abstract forms really look very well if you just keep them abstract and don't go for realistic. They're easy to make. If you pick the right colors, they look gorgeous, and I think it's something I will definitely try, and I advise you to try as well. To just go with me and just do some abstract forms. We're just going to do a few forms on this piece of paper, and I promise you, it will look already pretty well. Okay, so let's go. I will start with this blue-green. Is it called teal? What's that? There's like a word in English for this. Now I will just start with a pure one, diluted with a bit of color. Oh yeah, thank you.
So that I can see a bit more, and I'm gonna also prepare a paper towel for you.
Thank you very much. Okay, and I will just start with one simple form. I will just let's be really, really simple. Let's be really simple. Let's just go with one easy form. And what I also am doing now is I picked a brush stroke direction, right? So I'm not like, painting all over the place, but I'm just like doing...
You're consistent.
I'm consistent, exactly. This is in general a good rule. This makes it look more determined, like, this makes it look as if you're not using gouaches for the first time.
And so basically what you're also trying to achieve right now is like you're trying to even out the color surface. Is that the intention as well, or
not?
No?
I like the brush strokes to be visible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. This is I actually like when you see how the texture, in different kinds of art. Mm-hmm. I really like modern art, contemporary art. I like, but I also like impressionist art, where you can see the brush strokes and only from afar they become something. So that's you know, the kind of the love for the brush stroke also comes from there. Okay, so I have my first blob, or let's say a first element. Let's call it an element, the shape. Now the tension is there on the paper. So I will go with the second one, which I will use the same color for, the same paint, same color paint. Let me show you what I'm mixing. But I will just add a bit of white. So I will get, this is still the same color, it's just got a different so-called shade or tint, right? So depending on how much white you add to it, get a different kind of shade, but it's still the same color family, right? So I'm adding a bit of water and adding this mint. So now I will just add in the same way like a mint. Very nice.
Satisfying.
Satisfying, totally satisfying.
Yeah. And do you think it's a rule that it looks somehow intentional, or it just needs to look like it should be like this? Should it have the feeling like it's supposed to be like this? You know, like,
yeah, it should look intentional, I would say. You know, it should look like you mean it.
Like you master the medium.
Like you're not using gouache for the first time.
For example.
It looks like I've been doing this, you know, this has been my series of the so-called horizontal tensions, and in these color studies, this is my number 117, the famous mint and orange ideation of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun to play.
Yeah, it's a nice phase in your life.
Nice phase in my life.
Yeah,
yeah, happy phase of
phase.
artist's life.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you can see, like, you know, the political tensions of contemporary European Union, where the artists had resided in the early 2020s.
Yeah, you can also see many colors that can emphasize or symbolically mean something, like orange is an undertone of red, and what could that be? And then also green has an undertone of blue. And if you look at that from the political perspective, well, colors do symbolize a lot.
Yeah.
So
Sonia, the art critic, you know, she was basically writing a book about me. Okay, so I just mixed another tone of this, and like a lighter one. And I'm gonna apply this one now on top. But I will gonna leave some space for the orange one, which I'm gonna do last. So repeat this, you know, very intentionally. It's interesting, you know, I just applied I will just apply 3 different forms. Basically, I mean, the fourth is still coming, but it's going to be 4 forms. And it already looks like something, you know, you can hang on a wall to make an Airbnb home look much more chic.
mm-hmm.
So if you are renting out Airbnb, you know, this is your chance to
create the art for your Airbnb.
Yeah, immediately goes up in value, I would say.
For at least 50%.
At least.
At least, yeah. So I got a question from Carlos. What's the difference between gouache and watercolors? And I think watercolors, say as it is, it's like pigment that you mix with water, and it can get very translucent. So it can be, the more you dilute it with water, the more transparent it is. And gouache, is more opaque. So that means that it's not necessarily translucent. You can see by Gasper that the first shade of green that he used looks transparent, but it still has some more of this strong, pigment or white, so you can not see so much through it. And I think if you dilute it with water, it can get very translucent, but otherwise it's not. So you can very much use it the same as acrylic paint, I think, but the acrylic paint is the base of acrylic paint is different. So they all dilute with water, but acrylic paint at the end, when you try it out, it can't be wet anymore. So I'm not sure why. Maybe because of the plastic parts inside. I don't know what's the ingredients of acrylic that makes them acrylic.
If anyone knows, do tell us in the chat. We'd also like to
do educate us, please.
We don't know the chemistry of all the art supplies yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so now comes the fun part. Now now you will see why it pays off to look at the color wheel. Now I will apply my complementary color to this mint, and I will just do a one stroke.
Oh. Yeah, yeah. That's a statement.
That's definitely a statement.
Yeah.
There you go. Bam. And now I have the feeling I have to balance it out a bit, because this is so strong here. I think I need to do something down here. I need a thin line here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now the question is only, should I go with another orange here, or should I go with the mint? I think mint would be...
Orange would be good as well, but I would use like really thin line.
Okay,
you know, something that's really...
It's so great. We give each other suggestions on what to do when we're drawing or painting all the time with Sonia. So...
yeah, it's amazing.
We see stuff that the other doesn't,
Yeah.
It's always when you paint yourself or create yourself, you're often too deep in to see anything. Okay, so the second line coming now. 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
Boom.
Just do it, and I'm gonna read what other viewers are going to do. So Michelle said, just watching today, rain here, so I'm enjoying watching your process and will try this myself later today. Marianne is using watercolors. Antrum Eis Dramae. I just have watercolor pencils and postcard aquarelle paper.
This is good. This is good enough.
Yeah, I think especially because you have such a small dimension of paper, you can do everything what Kasper is doing. Just maybe you invent something for yourself, like something that's very easy or just practical. Okay. So Lina is also using watercolors. Coatman Winsor Newton. Awesome. And I have only water-colored pencils and a sketchbook. I'm mostly going to watch and learn and enjoy. Very good. Yeah. So, Gasper, how's it going?
After applying the final orange line, I decided it needs company down there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And basically added another mint.
But this orange is really impressive. It's so powerful.
Yeah,
it's so nice. I love it as well.
I think this is it.
It fits with my outfit today. So
it fits with your outfit. Yeah. Totally, yeah.
Look, I need to hold it in my hand and just present it to...
Oh, yeah.
I need to present the artwork to our viewers.
A good idea would be to sign it. Then makes it look even cooler.
Oh, yes.
Oh, let's sign it. Can you give me the pencil?
Yeah, with a pencil.
With a pencil, yeah. It has to be signed, like with a pencil and that date. So I'll just put a G here, and then I'll put 05/2020. Yeah, now it looks amazing. So everyone, I just created like a piece that we could hang somewhere and would totally pass for some contemporary art or art decoration that you can hang in a hotel or in your bedroom, living room, or your saloon, and the room where you gather with your clique.
I'm just gonna shortly switch so you can show it into the camera.
See how nice it fits with Sonia. You should actually present it. Ta-da!
I bought it for 500 euros.
From this Berlin artist, right?
Yeah. It was a garage sale. Awesome.
So what we did is basically applied the color theory. We picked just two complementary colors, did an array of versions of it from light to dark. We left a lot of white space. We stuck to one technique, to one material, and just did like 5, 6 horizontal lines, and it's already, I think it will look good on the wall.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. Okay, so if you are enjoying this, if you're getting any value, do like the video. It will help it get out to more people. And even if you haven't started now with us, now Sonia will continue, so you can continue and work with Sonia.
Yeah, and we're gonna do some more experimental, crazy, funky stuff.
All right.
Okay, so also share with us how's your process going. Are you doing the same technique and the same composition and lines that Kasper did, or did you just started to create something spontaneously on your own? Tell us, are you progressing fine, or are you totally struggling and thinking this is just useless?
What are they talking about?
Yeah, and maybe they are just like, I don't even have a clue what they would like to say to us today. I mean, this is some chillax Saturday. I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so I tried to clean your brushes, but maybe you will have to do it a bit as well. But I let you do the artist spot.
Okay. So, is this... No, that's not my water. Okay, yes. Okay, so we have also a few smaller frames, so that's why I'm gonna be using those A5 format sizes of paper. And yeah, so I'm gonna test first maybe my watercolors. For my artwork, I'm gonna be using watercolors, and I must say they are new. And I don't know the colors so much yet. So first of all, what I would like to work with, I noticed in artworks there many times they use dark tones and then they emphasize it with a touch of gold or like sandy color. And right now I'm gonna just try to find out what kind of color palette can I create with my watercolors. And then I'm gonna try to apply some of the techniques that I already learned till now, and I already did with you as well. So if you want, you can join me and try to create similar works as well.
So are you gonna be doing something abstract as well today?
Yeah, I'm also gonna be doing something abstract. Okay, so wow, this is nice.
Okay, I'll be looking at the comments, so definitely if you have a question, write us in the chat, and if you're watching this at a later time on replay, definitely leave us a comment below. First of all, we'd love to know what you think about a video, and if you have a question, we do our best to answer it, as we always do. We have an interesting question regarding watercolor, because you are starting with watercolor from Peter. So if you were to do the same piece of watercolor in watercolor as I did, would you dilute the teal with water or with white? This is a very good question, Peter. So Sonia, what would be the difference?
Okay, maybe you need to help me a bit, Kasper, because I know that we covered that in one of our color theory videos. But like basically on-hand approach is that if you would like to have, if you're gonna add white to your colors, the colors will get pastel. They will get like this pastel note. They won't be translucent anymore, but they will have a cover up. They'll
be more opaque.
Yeah, they will be more opaque.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna just dilute them with water, they will get this translucency. So the pigment will still be there, but you're gonna apply much less with it.
Yeah. So from afar, it even might look the same if you would put it on paper with more water or with white. But if you look closer, the one diluted with water will leave more texture underneath visible, or maybe another color that's underneath. And and this is the biggest difference, I think.
Yeah. For example, there's always also very interesting to observe in watercolors. For example, those tones, they are just clear pigments, and that's why they are very strong, and you can also notice very dark, and they don't have any white mixed to it. And if you compare it now with this tone and this here, this is like a grayish tone that has a small touch of white to it, and this is like clearly like peachy color which has white inside. So you can see the difference, and you're gonna also see the difference on the paper. So I suggest you just try it out for yourself, because it's like an interesting experiment to just learn more about it. Okay, so I think I decided on my color, and for today I'm gonna use this dark blue color. And right now I'm gonna start maybe I'm gonna also use a bit of this grayish tone. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first.
Oh, sorry about that.
I forgot which tones. Oh, so this is my gray. Okay. Do we have? Oh, we have an extra pot also. So I'm gonna switch this very fast. That I want add something more. Okay, and I'm gonna do just a very small thing here. I'm gonna just try to create a circle here. Like this.
Could you like really quickly explain which color you decided to use, because the top-down view was not visible before?
So I'm using for this opaque, for this gray tone here, I'm using the gray. I don't know the names of the colors because there are no names, they're just numbers, and I need to Google it, so sorry.
But it looks like a violet gray, right?
Yeah.
Interesting thing is that your grays, when you're working with watercolor, or generally with every kind of color, it's a good idea to try to mix the gray out of other colors, which is possible. So you don't have this very flat gray, which is without any tone, but you always have like a hint of yellow or a hint of red or blue in it. And this one obviously has a hint of blue. Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave this be because I want this layer to dry out, and then I'm gonna add additional circle, and I'm gonna repeat the process. So what I did first, I just wetted the surface and then applied second tone, so which was this dark blue, to a wet color, that the wet circle color that I just draw before.
So we have a question from Inke. Don't you wet the paper?
That depends on the technique. So basically, what I did here is wet on wet technique. So basically, no, it's not. Sorry, wet on wet is just when you first lay the first layer just with water, and it depends on what kind of effect would you like to get. So we can do that one. Let's do a few because I have a lot of paper. Okay, so for the first one that I created, I need to let it dry right now. And now for the second one, I'm gonna wet the surface with water. And as Gasper mentioned before, we don't want the whole page or piece of paper to get some, I don't know, like we still want it to breathe a bit. So
it needs space to breathe.
Yeah, it needs space to breathe. And right now what I'm gonna do, I would like to hang those pictures one beside the next one. And what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna start adding like these small dots, and I'm just gonna let them progress, and just I'm gonna try to create something.
This is the thing about doing abstract stuff like that, which I love, is that you can let the technique lead you, like, dropping paint on wet paper. and it's not completely controllable, but that's the magic of it, I would say. You know, it doesn't have to look at something specific, so you don't have to be the control freak and plan everything out as you would when you're doing a watercolor landscape.
Yeah, that's true. And it also it's still so much better if you know the technique. You know, you can easily achieve much more that you would like.
All right.
Why are you laughing?
This is great. Carlos said, if I understood this correctly, Carlos, that he was painting me in oil. And the camera changed now, so he doesn't have the view. Is that true? Like, you're painting me as a portrait in oil? This is amazing, Carlos.
Oh.
If this is... Sorry to change the camera. Later you can take a screenshot. But this is great. This is such a surprise.
It's a huge compliment, Kasper.
Well...
But you are a quite handsome man, so...
Stop.
Oh. Okay, so...
I think your point of view is not so...
objective?
Yeah, it's a bit subjective, probably.
Well, someone needs to be subjective, right?
Yeah, this is true.
I mean...
I'm glad she is.
Okay, so for example, this is my second piece of art. And I can still here, in addition to that, add different colors. And since we can, and since Kasper brought it to me before, I'm gonna use acrylic ink in color Brilliant Gold.
Yeah, so there are also watercolors that have gold in them. But yeah, we just have one in acrylic now. But it's an interesting thing. As soon as you add gold, and this is probably something very primal to us, because we've been valuing gold in our society, in all basically cultures, for so long, because it's a valuable metal, it can be worked very good with, and all the jewelry was always made of gold. The color gold and this gold shine has, you know, is connected to something expensive, and you know, if you put it on a painting, it immediately looks more expensive, subconsciously. So this is an interesting trick.
Yeah.
By the way, we got a donation from Michelle, so
Yay!
we are sending out a heart.
Thank you, Michelle.
Michelle, thank you a lot. For everyone, we just got the super chat, so we got like a donation from Michelle. You can donate as well through the super chat if you have the option. Everything we get goes towards you know, making more of these content for you. So thanks a lot, we appreciate it.
Okay, so this is how my second piece of art looks like. I'm gonna just leave it dry. And as you can also see, this one is still a bit wet. It still has like this sheen to it. So I want this part to be completely dry. So that's why I'm gonna do one additional one. Right. So it's a pretty fast process that I'm using. But that's also very nice because you can try so many things out and there's no wrong or right. You can really just, really try.
Let your creative out.
Yeah. Okay.
But still, what I like about your stuff that you're doing now, you know, you're completely free, but you set some restrictions to yourself, and these are like just the size, the format. So you're just doing these small formats, and the color. So you're basically using just one color, maybe two. Yeah. Right. So this creates a coherence between all of them.
And I'm also just, with paintings, I also noticed that the composition is always central, or very often, because usually the paintings, it depends how you would like to include them in your environment, or in your office or home, or just all in all in your home ambient. And if you're doing like a composition of many different kinds, then usually it's very interesting or very calming to put more together that have central composition, because they work better together. Because if everything would be just disorientated and some composition would be here and then something would be here all over and just be till the end of the borders, you can really see those kind of things. it's a big thing, and it does quite a lot.
This is amazing. You're not only thinking about the drawings themselves, but you're already thinking about their composition on the wall.
Yeah.
How they will look next to each other. So you're basically painting like a triptych. I don't know what's it called in English. I think it is triptych, like a series of 3 images.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a very beautiful comment from Michelle. You offer us such interesting information as you work. Thank you. I'm drinking coffee and applauding at the same time. Michelle, thanks so much.
Thank you a lot.
We really appreciate this feedback, and we appreciate all of your feedback that we get from everyone. It has given us in the last month, since we've been starting doing these live streams, such a great feeling that we have this community, that we have you, dear Linescapers, who follow us, who give us feedback, and it just brings us joy to do this for you.
Yeah.
Really, every day I'm looking forward to these live streams.
Yeah, me too. Because it's also something very important for us. We need to prepare for it, we need to put some thought to it, and we learn so much. And especially when you're learning and then giving to others, if you have this win-win combination, you just become so motivated to do even more. And that's why we do it. I mean, it's so nice to be just engaged with you right now and create something. It's awesome.
Yeah, really. So if you have any more questions, please, do share, do ask always in the chat. You can also, if you're watching replay, leave a comment afterward. And a great place to discuss and share your work, which I hope you definitely will after this video, or after you try this out, is the Facebook group we have created for you, called the Linescapers, and I'll just link it here and I'll also put it in the video description. So if you're watching this later, you can go there. So go there, we'll approve you, and then you can share your work and thoughts and ask questions, and other people will answer and comment, and it's great to see these conversations.
Yeah, and we're very excited what you're gonna create today, especially because it's more abstract, and that's why so much interesting, because you're so free while doing this.
This is amazing what you just did. I love this.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I totally like it.
Well, since we used gold before, I think I'm gonna use this acrylic gold ink again on this dark surface.
Crazy. Yeah, gold is really like a cool trick to make it look fancy.
And it has something inside. It has some acid or salt or something, because it reacts to watercolor, and it does different kinds of splatters. I'm not sure you can notice it on camera, but maybe I can do some here.
Wow. Look at it, how it spreads. Wow, this is amazing.
I mean, this is so relaxing. So if you didn't come for the wall painting part, then just enjoy the colors melting, because this is amazing.
This is amazing.
Right? It would be so awesome for someone to explain to us what's actually going on, like some chemist or just someone who's creating those watercolors.
We have some chemists. Is there a chemist around here? I don't know what your maybe professions or your backgrounds are. It's interesting to see the whole array of people we have here, from creative professionals to people who are creative in their free time and like to express themselves. So it's amazing to see all the different views on this topic. Yeah, J-Bull said, "Whoa, looks so cool." I definitely agree. This looks amazing.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna let this one dry. Do you have any suggestion for me for this one? I'm not sure that this one is just like complete, but
yeah, let it dry. We'll see the other two. I mean, this one is the only one with the brown peach.
Yeah, but still,
it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go and continue working on this one. So in meantime, this one dried out completely. And as you notice, I draw this circle, I painted this circle a bit higher. So I would like to get some sort of central composition again. And that's why I'm gonna do here a bit, I'm gonna use the same procedure. So I'm gonna dilute this gray tone much more. So it's gonna be almost transparent. And then I'm also again going to apply this color that I used here, so this blue tone. And first we're gonna do the circle, the wet circle with almost no paint, and then we're gonna start adding the blue. Okay, so let's try it out.
All right, so we got a small question actually too. First was a suggestion from Atrum also to add a gold spot outside the blue circle.
Ooh.
And then we have a question, what was the gold paint called that you used?
Here we go.
Okay, let me read that. So it's just it's a acrylic paint. It's by a brand called Schminky. And Schminky is basically one of the best brands for watercolor, but they also do acrylic paint. So yeah, it's this acrylic gold paint.
But you can also buy golden watercolor from Schminky, which is also really good. Yeah. The thing is just that I'm not using Schminky watercolors today, so that's why this is pretty useful.
Yeah. So Atrum says, I'm really experiencing the bad material results. My aquarelle sucks. Don't stress about it. This is actually one thing, we were talking about this, but not everyone has this, good art material and everything. But if you let it be, let it suck a bit, you can also make it look intentional, right? If it's then everything you do, all the paintings, all the colors that you apply on your painting, if they're all, maybe not that pigmented, if they're all drying in a weird way, then leave it be, own the bad art material. Because it can still have a certain effect. It will not maybe look as rich, but it can still look intentional. And I think this is the most important part. But yeah, we know not only bad art material, I even don't know how to use the art material. So I just, applied those gouaches, and who knows what you can get out of the gouaches. Probably gouache experts are like, oh my God, what was he doing?
Okay, so I would like it to be different that it is.
All right, Sonia, you know what we created? We created another Heather Day fan. So Peter says, you could add some pencil strokes and you'll be just like Heather Day.
Yes! We love Heather Day.
So for everyone who doesn't know, we had a Q&A last Saturday, and we were asked, is there an artist that we are inspired by right now? And there are several, and one of them is Heather Day, an artist from California, which we adore. And yeah, she does great stuff. Go check her out.
Oof, that was maybe a mistake.
No, there are no mistakes, Sonia. Just happy little accidents.
Yeah.
We should paint that on the wall.
I mean, this is not bad, yeah.
It should be like, in a series of these images, there should be like a quote. Just do some lettering art. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents or something like that.
Yeah.
This is a quote by Bob Ross, obviously.
Okay, like this. And of course, now we need to add some gold.
Oh, yeah. Time for gold. Beautiful.
Even to see the color.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it here so you can see it a bit better.
Yeah. Okay, so now everyone, this is the moment of truth. This is going to be, again, the awesome effect of this amazing acrylic gold that Sonia is applying. Let's observe together.
A moment of silence.
Oh! Boom!
I mean, this is why this is so amazing.
It practically sang.
Wow.
Look at this. Oh! Wow.
Wow.
I don't know if this is so if this is not so visible on camera what's happening, then it's probably just totally weird, our reactions right now. But yeah, these usually are our genuine reactions to amazing art material stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I can add
This is amazing.
something more.
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
I wish everyone to experience this amazing moments. You know, when you buy a new, let's say, colored pencil, and you don't yet know what the color looks like when you put it on paper, and then you do the first stroke or with the marker, and it's amazing, and you're so happy, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, and especially even better it is if you can share it with someone else. So I'm very thankful that you have the time that you can spend with us today and just explore a bit more about this technique, what we're just using and doing. Okay, so who suggested, Michelle, that I add some more?
Atrum suggested to add one gold spot outside the dark blue. So Atrum,
okay, maybe we
the
can...
community is heard, and
yes, you are.
you
The
have
community is spoken?
Has spoken.
Has spoken.
Community has spoken.
The community has spoken. Okay, so where should I put it? I'm watching, maybe here?
Yeah, it should maybe, yeah, it should have a conversation with the peach.
With the peach, right?
With the peach, yeah.
I think the peach needs some more integration.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay, and now we're gonna try to add like a strong gold dot. And
wow. Beautiful.
I think I added too much, but it was so satisfying. Okay, maybe I can add some more.
All right.
No, this is so strong. Oof.
Oof. No, let it, own it. Own it.
How can you own this kind of plastic part here? I mean, this is just...
Well, meanwhile, we've got another donation from Anne. So, Anne, thank you very much. You are getting a heart from us.
Thank you, Anne.
Thanks a lot. It really means a lot to us that you are supporting us. And for everyone who doesn't have the option, to donate to us, what we would really, really appreciate is if you shared our channel with friends. Tell them that we are having these live streams, that it is fun. And if they are also creating some drawings, paintings, or whatever, tell them that we have our Feedback Fridays where you can send it to us and we give feedback, which is amazing. So you can do that to support our channel. So Atrum says, this is Kandinsky meets space. Oh yeah, this is a nice observation. I'm pretty sure... oh, wow.
Ooh.
Sonia just keeps going. This is crazy. Wow, okay. Atrum, my drawing was looking like that originally. I'm depressed. On the couch with a wet postcard. I'm sorry to hear that, Atrum, really.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, well. Don't give up. I hope you have more postcards. I hope this was not like the last postcard paper you had in your home. I hope you have more and just try to do more. To be honest, it happens to us so many times. When we post a drawing or a painting, it's sometimes or usually the second or the third one we did of the same view in the same technique. If I'm completely honest, and I want to be completely honest with you. We usually do the first one and the second one and they turn out crap, and then we show you the third one. So don't stress if the first one doesn't turn out great.
Yeah, because we need to build some credibility, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's not like, oops, unintentionally it worked out. I mean, sure, we need to, if we want to give you some additional information and knowledge, then we need to study it before, and that demands repetition. And that's why, don't stress, do it again, you're gonna get better, for sure.
Yeah.
You cannot get worse. That's one thing. So just keep on trying.
Yeah. So while you're working on that one, I will tell a bit what is happening in the coming week, right?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, I will just quickly blend into the schedule and then we'll go back and see what Sonia has done for the next week. So on Monday, May 4th, we're going to have a Creative Monday as usual, as always, and we're going to be drawing poetry. Why poetry? Last time you asked us like where we are drawing our inspiration from, and poetry is something that we really, really love, and I really enjoy reading poetry, but we never try to draw it, like to read a poem and try to be inspired by it and draw something. So this is what we're going to do together. So send us a poem you like a short haiku poem, just whatever you know, just like your favorite poet. Wednesday, May 6th, we're gonna have another work on your technique, and we're gonna use watercolors again, most likely. And then we have Feedback Friday again. It's coming back. It hasn't been now. It's happening
been a week.
This Friday, yeah, because we took a day off. But next week it's there again. So do send us your drawings and paintings for review, and we'll do it. We'll improve it in 60 seconds. Feedback Friday. Yeah. So should we look at what Sonia is doing? Sonia,
yes.
Are you? Yeah, you ready?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Let's switch back to what happened in between. All right. Wow.
Whoa.
Another color emerged.
Okay, so we need to add some more gold, right?
Beautiful.
The thing is that the gold color is somehow bringing watercolors to work differently.
Yeah.
It's so how do I say it would be like ordering them around. I mean, this is so interesting.
Awesome. Sonia, people are really appreciating also all the tips we're giving. Jables, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. If it's Yables or Jables or something else, I'm sorry about that, but I'm really, really thankful for the comment. You guys are so inspiring. Thanks for all you have taught us, and thanks for your donation as well. And you get a heart.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so I think I finished the last one. I'm gonna leave it here because at one point you're gonna notice that it can get worse. So I noticed now for the second or for the third time already that I could do less and it would still look pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest we just clean our table a bit and then we can
put it on the table.
Yeah, put everything on the table so that more is to be seen.
And in between, we have, I will respond a bit on the comments. Atron says, I laugh a lot when you said it cannot be worse. I don't know. I think I'm making a big effort to make it worse every time. My poor wet postcard. And Michelle had a great tip, like take your failed postcard and cut it into squares and use it as gift tags. People will think you are brilliant, and you will be brilliant. And this is an amazing suggestion, a great example of creativity to reuse it for something else. Then Jose Miranda asking to take a photo of the color wheel so we can post it. Yeah, everything we will do today, everything we did today, we will post in the Facebook group. And I will also post the photo of the color wheel so you can check it out. But if you Google it, you will definitely find it. Just Google color wheel, and there are just numerous color wheels on the internet. You know, they cannot be turned, but you see the triangles and squares and complementary colors that will help you when picking colors. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is, wait, let me, I'll just, can I? Yes, beautiful. Awesome, Sonia. This looks so amazing.
Imagine now a frame.
Yeah.
Probably a dark blue one or a black one.
Yeah.
With a bit of additional white frame.
Amazing.
I mean, this would probably look quite good.
This looks really, artwork that you would sell to a like 5-star hotel here in Berlin, and they would hang it in the rooms above the bed, right? I mean, it looks so amazing. It made my gouache thing look really cheap. All right.
Yeah, but we did still. I mean, all in all combined, we did amazing work. I'm so excited to see your works. So that would be great if you would share this with our Facebook group. If you haven't joined yet already, what are you waiting for? I mean, go ahead and join our community. We're all very friendly and gifted, and we want more of sketchers that appreciate a good sketch and a comment and creativity.
Yeah. And if you don't have Facebook, definitely you can post whatever you have done with us on Instagram and tag us so we see you. And you can also DM us the questions, so we will respond there.
Yeah.
Regarding the color wheel, it has been an option to do it this Saturday, but most of you voted for the wall paintings. So I think it's still going to be on schedule, and we're going to do it at one point, like our own color wheel, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we can do it next week.
Yeah.
But we're going to come up regularly with some polls and some ideas for you to choose from. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone, we're really glad to have had you here. We're gonna send a heart out to Peter also as well. So thanks a lot, Peter.
Thank you.
And we wish you a nice day, afternoon, morning,
evening,
midnight.
Yeah.
And remember, join us on Monday at 7 p.m. Central European or 10 a.m. Pacific. And send us a poem.
Yeah, don't forget. It will be fun, for
right.
sure. So, you know what to do.
Keep on drawing.
And see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.